Welcome Trinidad and Tobago to our News 4 report, a product of the Government Information Services Limited. I'm Nicola Barreto. Let's take a look at the headlines. Prime Minister opens first phase of Chaguaramas Boardwalk. Construction of Point Fortin Hospital to begin this year. Transport Minister urges employers to make extra effort to improve the working conditions. And in sport, Eastern Divisions clash. Thank you for joining us to our top story. Prime Minister the Honorable Kamla Persad-Bissessor is announcing that new spaces for business investment opportunities, entrepreneurial initiatives, and social engagements will emerge through the opening of the first phase of the Chaguaramas Boardwalk. She adds that much more is expected with the second and third phases. Verna Barath has the story.
A significant number of jobs in construction and the services sector are expected to be created in the Chaguaramas area. This from Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bissessor, who spoke at the official opening of the first phase of the Chaguaramas Boardwalk. She adds that many other benefits will follow as a result of this development.
It is anticipated through the opening of this first phase of the boardwalk, new spaces for business investment opportunities, entrepreneurial initiatives, recreation and social engagement will emerge and be sustained. It is my understanding that many of the inputs in the construction of the boardwalk, as both Chairman Solomon and Minister Tiwari pointed out, include recycled and eco-friendly materials such as the recycled plastic decking, the solar-powered lamps that will have minimal impact on flora and fauna in this area. The commitment to a sustainable environment is therefore demonstrated not only in our words, but also by our actions.
The Honorable Prime Minister is assuring that government is committed to achieving the vision for Chaguaramas within the context of a larger vision for Trinidad and Tobago and its place in the world.
The Minister of Planning and the Economy drives government policy agenda, and my government has placed a very high priority on the synchronization of two themes of development, and these are what I alluded to earlier: environmental management, preservation and protection on the one hand, and economic diversification and job creation on the other. Achieving a balance between these two is at the heart of creating a sustainable development for Trinidad and Tobago as core aspects of the national policy agenda.
Mrs. Persad-Bissessor is revealing that Williams Bay will be transformed into a more enjoyable and developed area and national park via the second and third phases of the Boardwalk project.
The second and third phases of this project will see the transformation of the Williams Bay area, where we will create an environment to be enjoyed by future generations and cherished as our national park. The jetties out to the sea will make a huge difference to the quality of life activities which will be possible on this peninsula.
Verna Barath, News 4.
Attorney General Anand Ram Logan says he's confident that government's intention to pass a bill to make the Caribbean Court of Justice this country's final criminal court, replacing the Privy Council's criminal jurisdiction, will be successfully passed in Parliament. He was speaking with reporters following a meeting with opposition leader Dr. Keith Rowley on the issue.
The move to have the CCJ as the final criminal court, which would require a special majority in the Parliament, seems set for a clear path towards implementation. This as Attorney General Anand Ram Logan is expressing confidence that the opposition will support the notion. The AG was speaking following a meeting with opposition leader Dr. Keith Rowley and other opposition members who all sat in a discussion with Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bissessor on the issue.
I thought the meeting quite well, and the only expectation I have is one of unanimous support when the bill is brought to the Parliament, because this is a matter in the people's interest. It represents a great step forward in the interest of celebrating 50 years of independence. And I was very pleased with the cordial and very happy nature of the discussions on both sides. We are not just taking a single step, but we are taking many leaps in the right direction towards the CCJ. and we believe that this journey has well started, and we hope that all will support.
Government needs both the opposition and independent bench support in order to pass special majority legislation. However, A.G. Ramlogan says government's move has been met with tremendous support even throughout the region.
Is that we have the support of the population. By and large, across the board, we have received feedback not just from Trinidad and Tobago, but from our colleagues in the region, congratulating us for the move, for taking this bold step on the eve of our 50th independence anniversary celebrations. And the feedback has been very positive. The footnote in the criticism is, well, you could have done it all in one go.
He explained exactly what matters are proposed to be dealt with by the CCJ.
Any criminal appeal, including an appeal that will challenge the sentence imposed by a criminal court or the carrying out of that sentence, will fall to the CCJ. So any appeal from a criminal court, including a challenge to the sentence imposed by a criminal court or the carrying out of that sentence, by any means whatsoever, constitutional or otherwise, once it comes out of the criminal court, then that will be a matter for the Caribbean Court of Justice.
Veena Bharat, News 4.
News 4 continues right after the break. Stay with us.
You will see how we have been retasked with a newly equipped CSI division and data systems that not only put crime fighting logistics at our fingertips, but those of CSI units throughout the world. And you will see how our police service has been reborn with a new sense of pride, a new sense of duty, and a new sense of community service that demonstrates that protect and serve means we are really here to protect and serve you, and to do it with pride. Each of us has chosen to serve, to do public service, to be here for you in some of life's most terrifying and saddest moments, to listen, to help, to be there for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Our hearts and minds will never close.
Never leave items like MP3 players, portable DVD players, laptops and briefcases on view inside your vehicle. It is an open invitation for a thief. Don't leave them on show. If you cannot take them with you, place them in the trunk of your car. Remember, crime prevention is everyone's business. A message from the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service.
Welcome back. Construction of the Point Fortin Hospital is expected to begin this year. This according to Government Minister Dr. The Honorable Rudal Munilal, who says the green light has been given as lands have been acquired from ETEC for the construction of the Point Fortin Hospital.
An assurance that construction of the Point Fortin Hospital will take place this year. This as government has agreed to the transfer of lands from the Evolving Technologies and Enterprise Development Company Limited ETEC to the Ministry of Health for the construction. Originally, the lands were earmarked by ETEC for the expansion of its existing Point Fortin Industrial Park. However, Housing and Environment Minister Dr. Rudal Munilal announced the decision during the weekly post-cabinet media briefing, where he said that ETEC will be reimbursed for the 56 acres of land acquired.
Today, we are pleased that ETEC has stated it's no objection to transfer those lands to the Ministry of Health for the building of the new Point Fortin Hospital, which has been promised, may I add, by former governments and the former PNM administration for, I think, over a decade and a half. ETEC remains committed to the development of the non-energy sector and is particularly pleased to hand over this parcel of land, 56 acres. It is located at the Point Fortin Main Road and Tetra Village Road, a site located obliquely opposite Demas Limited along the Point Fortin Main Road.
He said the Point Fortin Hospital was part of government's wider social program.
This is part of our very aggressive social infrastructure development program, in which we intend to expend monies not on fancy and tall buildings and so on, but really on social infrastructure to provide benefits to the population as a whole, particularly in this area of healthcare and efficient distribution of health services.
The minister also took the opportunity to thank ETEC for the swift processing of the request.
We talk a lot about government bureaucracy and slowness in dealing with matters, but it's very instructive that the decision by ETEC was taken on April 30th, and the note came today, I think it's the 3rd. In about 2 or 3 days, a decision was taken by a state company. A cabinet note was prepared in 2 or 3 days, and we are now in a position to pass this and take this decision that would lead, we expect, speedily to putting things in place for the construction of the Point Fortin Hospital, which is a commitment we have made in our manifesto, on our platform, and indeed in the Parliament of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago.
It is expected that the construction of the Point Fortin Hospital will take an estimated 3 years if commenced this year. Kimberly Ramkalawan, News 4.
Minister in the Ministry of Works and Infrastructure, Stacey Rupnarayan, is advising SEA students to be calm and confident for their upcoming examination. She was speaking at one of the 11 primary schools in the constituency of Oropouche West, which she visited.
It's that time again where Standard 5 students of primary schools throughout the country get ready to undergo one of their first major examinations, the secondary entrance assessment. Speaking during one of her visits to several primary schools in her constituency, Oropouche West MP Stacey Rupnarayan offered words of encouragement and motivation to the various 5th standard pupils. She advised students on how they should go about preparing for their examinations on the actual day.
On the day of the exam itself, make sure you get up early, you say your prayer, and you have a good breakfast. That is very important. Make sure you have something to eat. We don't want anybody fainting away before they write the exam. We want you to be healthy, and you need to be in a good frame of mind. You need to be alert in this exam.
The Oropouche West MP is also assuring the students that there is no need to be nervous about the examination.
No need to be nervous. Everybody writes this exam at some point in their life. I wrote this exam not too long ago, but back then it was called the Common Entrance Exam, and there is nothing to worry about. Your teachers, your principal would have worked very hard with you. Your parents, I know a lot of you would have taken extra lessons, and so by now you are very well prepared to write this exam. So all you do within this next coming week is you review your notes, don't cram, be very calm, there is nothing to be scared about.
Ms. Rupnarayan adds that leaders should be involved in motivating youngsters. She says while parents and teachers play their role in encouraging students to give of their best, it will make a huge difference if leaders also participate.
One of the things that you find is that leaders don't spend enough time motivating young students, and I think if we do this and we keep our students positive, I think it will take them a long way. Well, this school that we are in, the Diamond Memorial Vedic School, is also the school that I attended, and the teacher of one of these classes, Mr. Berger, was also my teacher. So to me, it seems almost the same thing, and it seems like only yesterday that I was sitting here and writing this set exam. So I can understand fully what these students are going through. You know, sometimes they can be a little nervous, and they need a little reassurance at times from those in authority, and I know the teachers and parents will do it as well. But I feel that it's important that it comes from leaders in society as well.
Veena Bharath, News 4.
Wayne Cunningham has a sport report right after the break.
Hi, I'm Natasha, and like most Trinbagonians, I love the beach. The beach can be fun, but we have to be tsunami smart and know the warning signs. You're at the beach and you feel the earth shake. Run. You see the water moving an unusual distance out from the shore. Run. You hear a strange roar from the sea. Run. If you experience any of these warning signs, run to higher ground. Be tsunami smart and know the natural warning signs. They could save your life.
A message from the Office of Disaster Preparedness and Management, United States Agency for International Development, Caribbean Disaster and Emergency Management Agency, UWI Seismic Research Center, and the European Union.
Thank you for staying with us. The Women's League Football will contest its third round of competition this weekend with matches nationwide. Following the opening salvo of games, some of the usual suspects are already ahead of the pack. Wayne Cunningham has the highlights as two Eastern Division favorites clash.
Following an opening round win over the talented Arima Giants, St. Augustine Sports Club were on a high going into their second match in the Women's League Football. The team, coached by former national defender Desiree Sargent, faced Malabar Superstars, who were seeing their first action for 2012. Tamar Hosam looked intent on opening the scoring for St. Augustine, but her effort went awry. The resulting corner had the potential to be dangerous, but was mishandled. Malabar then shocked the division leaders with a spectacular strike. Patrice Campbell with a sweet pass to Yana Marie Chiwa, who scored from over 30 meters out. This goal requires a second serving. Chiwa catching the goalkeeper away from home and taking advantage. St. Augustine tried to bounce back with this Denisha O'Brien try, but Cherise Bishop was solid in the Malabar goal. Malabar responded with another long-distance effort which had 2-0 written all over it, but the post got in the way to keep the score 1-0 at the end of the first half. In the second period, the team in green went in search of an equalizer. The keeper did not know much about this Shadell Fortune shot, but she managed to keep it out. Then Celeste Thomas weaves her way through and hits, but Bishop was right behind this one. The pressure paid off. A cross coming at the end of a flowing move, and the ball falls nicely for Chelsea Gibbs to make it 1-1. St. Augustine should have snatched the victory after Thomas did all this hard work, but she missed the target by mere inches. That would be the last bit of action for the match, as Malabar and St. Augustine shared the points to keep the green team on top of the standings. Wayne Cunningham, News 4 Sports.
We take a break and come back. Stay with us.
Meet the Kissoons. It's Saturday, and everyone has to do their part to clean the house. Everything was flowing perfectly until... Daddy, where the water going? No. Don't let this happen to you. Pay your bill today.
The Water and Sewage Authority of Trinidad and Tobago. Water security for every sector. Deliver it. Sustain it.
Transport Minister, the Honorable Devant Maharaj, is urging employers to make the extra effort to improve the working conditions of their employees. He says it will be a great investment into their organizations. Minister Maharaj was speaking at a two-day workshop on collective bargaining. Verna Barath has the story.
Transport Minister Senator Devant Maharaj says external factors and working conditions may affect one's performance to a great extent at the workplace. He was speaking at the opening of a 2-day workshop on collective bargaining.
I think persons get up with a genuine intention of trying to be the best they can be where they are, and when they go there, the environment and conditions and general atmosphere contributes to the deterioration of their attitude. And it is difficult to expect a person who is demotivated, demoralized, and unenthusiastic to deliver quality service to the public.
The Transport Minister is urging employers to take the initiative and invest in the comfort of their employees. He adds that the rewards will be well worth the sacrifice.
Critical to the efficiency of the delivery of government service, and whatever agency, whatever government department you may have, be it the licensing office, PTSC, Port Authority, the employer must try to make the worker as comfortable as possible. And this comfort is not hinged and does not pivot exclusively around money. Many people may feel that money is the driving factor, but my uneducated position on this, and I mean you in the trade union movement may be better informed, but there are other factors that motivate employees.
The Transport Minister also recalled an incident where workers were inconvenienced. He says their negative reaction didn't come as a surprise.
I saw an example at PTSC when for years the previous administration took away a car park from the workers. They were using it before, they took it away from them to park 2 old buses. And those buses, those 2 old buses, derelict as they were, was developed into a symbol by the workers, as far as I see, as a symbol of spite and malice and hate for the workers, because you took away a parking facility for a number of workers and you put these 2 old buses. Workers had to park on the streets. Many of them had their cars broken into, they lost the possessions and so on.
Veena Bharath, News 4.
Well, that's how we wrap up this edition of our News 4 report, a product of the Government Information Services Limited. I'm Nicola Barreto. Thank you for joining us.